In the field of electric vehicles, Chinese brands are rapidly penetrating the Australian market with astonishing speed. BYD, MG, and other Chinese car manufacturers are emerging with their advanced technology, affordable prices, and diverse product lines, attracting an increasing number of Australian consumers. This rising trend is not only changing the landscape of the Australian automotive market but also providing Australians with more choices and affordable car buying opportunities. Is this true? Dear viewers, welcome back to our channel. I am delighted to share and discuss the following topics with you again. 1. What impact does the rapid rise of Chinese brand cars have on the Australian automotive industry? Will it change the car buying preferences of Australian consumers? 2. Against the backdrop of Chinese brand cars entering the Australian market, how do you think Australian domestic car manufacturers and international brands should respond? 3. Would you consider buying a Chinese brand car? Besides price, what factors do you think would influence consumers' car buying decisions? The rise of Chinese car brands in the Australian market has been a major highlight in the automotive industry in recent years. This automotive industry of the East Dragon, with its unique charm and strength, is aggressively occupying the Australian market and becoming a source of pride for the Chinese. So, how have Chinese brand cars gained significant market share in the Australian market? What are the advanced technology and competitive strategies behind it? BYD and other Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers are making a big push into Australia. In Australia, where these car dealers face no trade barriers and where car owners can enjoy subsidies, tax breaks, and relief from high fuel prices, electric vehicle sales have surged. Since Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese took office in 2022, he has been actively promoting emissions reduction plans, providing strong support for electric vehicle demand. In 2023, electric vehicles accounted for 7.2% of Australia's new car sales, doubling from 3.1% a year earlier. The most significant impact of this change is on international car manufacturers that have not fully transitioned to electric vehicles, such as Toyota of Japan and Ford of the United States. Chinese electric vehicle giant BYD entered the Australian car market in 2022 and saw its sales increase nearly sixfold last year, selling more than 12,000 Australian cars. According to data from the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries, BYD currently holds 14% of Australia's electric vehicle market, second only to Tesla's 53%. Captain Smith, CEO of BYD's dealer in Australia, said the opportunity is clear before them. Australian consumers who are the first to buy electric vehicles and those who are particularly fond of electric vehicles have already accepted BYD, and BYD now aims to ascend to the mainstream market. According to professional forecasts, BYD will introduce 2 repair cars and 1 pickup truck in Australia, expanding its product line to 6. The company plans to add 30 more showrooms in the next 18 months, bringing the total to 55, and actively promote to companies such as Volvo. SAIC Group's MG brand will also launch 3 new cars, including 2 electric cars and 1 plug-in hybrid car, for a total of 5 new energy vehicle models. Xeroen and Stellantis are jointly expanding globally, viewing Australia as a test market. Although the Australian market is relatively small, with only 1.2 million vehicles sold last year, it has no domestic manufacturing industry and no trade barriers, making it attractive to Chinese car companies. In the 1980s, Japanese car manufacturers rose to prominence in Australia and became favorites of Australians. In the 2000s, Korean car manufacturers emerged unexpectedly. Since Australian Prime Minister Albanese took office in 2022, he has been actively promoting emissions reduction plans, providing strong support for electric vehicle demand. Chinese cars are rising, beginning an unprecedented prosperity, producing more and more cars for export to Australia at an extremely fast pace. In 2023, electric vehicles accounted for 7.2% of Australia's new car sales, doubling from 3.1% a year earlier. Over the past 5 years, Chinese car sales in Australia have surged by 2,000%, surpassing Germany and the United States 2 years ago. China is currently the third largest supplier of cars to Australia and is expected to become the largest. Today, more than 1 in 10 new cars in Australia is produced in China, and the top 5 electric cars are all Chinese brands. With Chinese car manufacturers leading the electric vehicle market and promoting the transition to electric vehicles, it is estimated that electric vehicles will account for more than 35% of Australia's new car sales by 2030. Chinese brands are actively expanding into the Australian market, increasing the number of electric vehicles and offering competitive prices. China now accounts for 16% of Australia's new car sales and dominates the electric vehicle market, with Tesla and BYD leading the market. In the recently released data, electric vehicle (EV) sales in Australia reached an unprecedented peak in March, marking the second consecutive month of astonishing sales exceeding 10,000 units. This achievement not only reflects the growing interest of consumers in environmentally friendly travel choices but also highlights the booming development of the electric vehicle market. Of note, behind this growth is a clear dominant force: China. According to statistics, over 86% of electric vehicles sold in Australia are Chinese-made. Some well-known international car brands such as Tesla, Polestar, Volvo's pure electric versions, and some BMW models driving on Australian roads carry the label Made in China. These brands are able to gain a foothold in the Australian market thanks to their high quality and advanced technology, all sourced from Chinese manufacturing plants. Meanwhile, Chinese domestic brands are also performing well in the Australian market, with BYD following closely behind Tesla on the electric vehicle sales chart, ranking second. With the continuous increase in acceptance of Chinese-made cars, especially new energy vehicles, Chinese car companies' market influence in Australia continues to expand. Since Australia itself does not have its own car manufacturing industry, it is unlikely to implement protectionist trade barriers, making it an extremely attractive market destination for Chinese car dealers. Currently, 80% of electric vehicles sold in Australia are made in China, a proportion that demonstrates China's influence in the global electric vehicle industry. In terms of price competition, with more and more Chinese car manufacturers entering the market to compete for market share, a fierce price war has begun. In this context, JQ, the luxury car brand under the Chinese car company Chery, announced that it will launch its first model in Australia, a mid-size SUV named J7. This new SUV is designed to provide a luxurious driving experience at a relatively affordable price, with a rugged exterior design reminiscent of a Range Rover and matching luxurious interior. It is expected that the J7 will be equipped with a turbocharged gasoline engine and a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, and a plug-in hybrid system will also be available in overseas versions. Overall, the development of the Chinese car industry in Australia is unstoppable. Whether in traditional markets or in the high-end field, Chinese-made cars are gradually becoming the preferred choice of Australian consumers. With more innovative and cost-effective models appearing on the market, Chinese brands are expected to continue to expand their influence in the Australian market. In addition, BYD and other Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers are aggressively entering Australia. According to data from the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries, FCAI, BYD holds a 14% share of the electric vehicle market. In Australia, ranking second only to Tesla, which holds a 53% market share. BYD is seeking to enter the mainstream market and plans to launch 2 SUVs and 1 pickup truck this year, expanding its local product line to 6. Meanwhile, MG, a brand of China's state-owned SAIC group, will also introduce 3 new vehicles, including plug-in hybrid cars and electric sports cars, for a total of 5 electric and hybrid models. Chinese startup Zero Automotive is teaming up with Stellantis Group to enter the Australian market. In addition, Jianghuai Automobile announced its entry into the Australian pickup truck market, launching the Jacked T9 diesel pickup truck customized for Australia, and plans to follow up with pure electric four-wheel drive and plug-in hybrid four-wheel drive pickup truck models. China is the world's largest producer of electric vehicles, with BYD's production surpassing Tesla's. The cheapest electric cars in Australia are the Chinese-made BYD Dolphin and MG4, priced below 39,000 Australian dollars. All electric cars below 50,000 Australian dollars are made in China. At the end of 2022, Australia implemented discount legislation and subsidies policies in various states to promote the purchase of new energy vehicles, and the capital region exempted stamp duty. Chinese buyer Wang Jin purchased the extended-range BYD Atto 3 SUV, receiving a 6,000 Australian dollar rebate and a 2,000 Australian dollar BYD discount. So, what do you think of Chinese brands dominating Australia? Would you buy a Chinese brand car? Finally, I'll summarize today's video, hoping it has inspired and provided value to you. We must see that the success of Chinese brand cars is not accidental. Behind it is the rapid development and continuous innovation of China's automotive industry. Chinese car manufacturers, such as Geely, BYD, and Great Wall, are actively introducing and digesting international advanced automotive manufacturing technology, while also investing heavily in independent research and development and innovation. The new models they introduce are not only more fashionable in design but also outstanding in performance, fully meeting the needs of consumers. The competitive strategy of Chinese brand cars is also very wise. They not only guarantee product quality but also put a lot of effort into after-sales service. The various preferential policies and thoughtful services they provide make consumers feel very affordable and comfortable. Moreover, they actively cooperate with local car dealers to expand sales channels and increase brand awareness. This strong market performance has had a profound impact on the Australian automotive industry and consumer car buying behaviour. On the one hand, the competition in Australia's car market is becoming more intense, and domestic brands and other international brands must enhance their competitiveness to survive in this market. On the other hand, consumers are paying more attention to the cost-effectiveness of products and after-sales services when choosing cars, which has a positive driving effect on improving the service quality and product quality of the entire industry. Faced with this challenge, domestic and international brands are also actively responding. They are increasing research and development investment and launching more competitive new models. At the same time, they are also improving their service systems to enhance consumers' car buying experience. The success of Chinese brand cars in the Australian market is a microcosm of the development of China's automotive industry. It demonstrates the strength and potential of China's automotive industry and provides a new competitive landscape for the global automotive market. We look forward to Chinese brand cars achieving greater success in the global market in the future, adding another pride for the Chinese people. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. That's it for today's video. See you next time with more exciting content. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.